Hey,
Need a ride?
sure.
Cool cape.
Right on. I painted it myself.
Yeah.
I'm Lonnie.
I'm Jeanette.
Hey,
Hey. So where you headed?
coming down from San Francisco, spreading the good news to whoever wants to hear it. How about you, Jeanette? You know about the way, the truth, and the life?
You've got to meet my dad.
Far out. Is he into hippies?
Nope.
All right, that was a clip from the new movie Jesus Revolution starring Jonathan Roumie, Kelsey Grammer, Kimberly Williams, and Joel Courtney. And we have the pleasure of speaking with Jonathan Roumie, probably best known as Jesus in the popular television series The Chosen.
Yeah, we're so excited, Jonathan. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
We're good, we're good. So we want to talk about the release of the movie Jesus Revolution, but first, of course, we have to talk about The Chosen because it really made your name known, and this project has made history for being the largest crowd-funded TV series or film project ever. So can you comment on what it's been like to bring the person of Jesus to an on-screen character?
Yeah, it's been the greatest and most humbling honor of my life. The impact has been profound on not just viewers, but on me personally. So it's been something that I don't think anything else can really compare to. It's its own thing completely. So.
Yeah, I absolutely love The Chosen. You're fabulous in it. But now you're a part of a large piece of a new film that has just been released in theaters called Jesus Revolution. I was actually able to preview this a couple months ago, and I've got to say, based on The Chosen and the name of this film, I completely expected to see you playing Jesus again.
There were a few people that thought this was a movie about Jesus living in the 1970s, and I thought that would be interesting, but that's not this film, no.
Yeah, but it was based on a true story, so tell us
That's right.
quick rundown of what that movie is about.
Yeah, so Jesus Revolution is the story of this charismatic hippie street preacher named Lonnie Frisbee and how he connects with this pastor, this conservative pastor named Chuck Smith, whose congregation is dwindling. And when Chuck and Lonnie met and connected, they say it was like nitro met glycerin. And their connection ignited this spiritual movement that swept across the country and ultimately the world. And in that story was also Greg Laurie, a young teenage Greg Laurie, who basically came to faith through this encounter with Lonnie and Chuck and the Calvary Chapel, which is the church that Chuck pastors. So it was quite a ride for all three of them, and yeah. It was an amazing film to get to be a part of.
Yeah, for sure. It's a really, really cool story. Now tell us, what really stood out to you about playing the character and just the character in general of Lonnie Frisbee?
Well, he was kind of a mystic of sorts. You know, he was super energetic and again, like, he was enigmatic, and he just had a fire for Jesus that was infectious, and he could walk into any room full of strangers or just walk to the boardwalk or the beach and just start preaching the gospel, and kids would just gravitate towards him. He would literally just, it was like the Pied Piper. He would just start preaching and people would follow him anywhere he went, and he led them to this church. And it started from this small little room and gradually expanded to this tent full of 1,000 people, 500 people, and thousands of people started coming to this church, and yeah, it just spread throughout, and he was just a seminal part of this movement.
So I heard a little story about what was going on with the people during the filming of the baptisms. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we have these scenes that take place at Pirates Cove, which is this little inlet at the Pacific Ocean, in like Newport Beach area, and people would get baptized there. Chuck would baptize there, and then ultimately when Lonnie started preaching with Chuck, he started baptizing people as well. So we're filming these baptism scenes, and while we're doing that, background actors in the scene were wanting to get baptized for real. So we had the real Pastor Greg Laurie off to the side there because he was a consultant on the film as well. And like in between takes, people were getting baptized. And actually, there were a couple of people that in the scene as well coming up to me as I'm baptizing them. They actually wanted me to baptize them for real, which I did for at least 2 of them. So it was life imitating art in the most fantastic way I could imagine.
Yeah, that's I mean, that's like a story you can't even make up. That's just so special, you know?
Yeah.
So now, Jonathan, tell us, what do you really hope that the audience walks away with after seeing this film?
I think that, the message of love and hope and encouragement, and that God can use even the most flawed of us to bring other people into a relationship with him. And he did it with Lonnie and with Chuck, and he continues to do it. And I think anybody that is searching for meaning or identity or purpose, they have to look no further than God. Putting God at the center puts everything else into place.
Well, where do you see yourself going from here? Are you generally going to stick with the faith-based, or are you open to anything?
I'm open to good stories. I don't have any limitations. Before The Chosen, I was working almost explicitly on TV and films in traditional Hollywood settings. If the stories are good and they're inspiring, I will do them. Next up in about a month, we start filming season 4 of The Chosen. So that'll keep me busy pretty much for most of the summer.
Can't wait for
yeah,
that.
who knows what happens after that.
Yeah.
All right, well, Jonathan, thank you so much. Jesus Revolution is currently in theaters nationwide. It was truly a pleasure getting to hear all your stories about the film, so thank you.
We appreciate your time. Bye.
Thank you. Likewise. God bless.